Take It or Weave It by Meredith Powell Carroll and Ted Wenskus.
Magic amulets here, guaranteed to fend off plague sprites.
Unicorn on a stick, only the best roasted daily. Here you are, sir.
Join the King's Army, see the world, hot gruel and free boots for every recruit. How about you, miss?
Piss off.
Ooh.
Any old rags? Any old rag?
Bones accepted.
Any old rag?
Excuse me, you take rags of all sorts, yes?
We most certainly do. Quality rag and bone collection is our specialty. We make great
Even ones that say a no-good husband who never worked an honest day in his pathetic life died of the bloody fluxing not 2 hours ago.
Well,
What's it made of?
Hildegard.
Not sure. He always told me he won it in a card game, but I always thought he got it from one of those fancy tavern ladies. You know, those ladies.
We'll take it. Just drop it in the bin labelled flocks, right next to the one labelled pox. Bless your heart.
Best of luck to you, ladies.
It's our lucky day, Prue. This feels like it might be silk, maybe satin. Suppose we swing by the church and see if they're clearing out the catacombs yet. The priest said to check with them later.
No, he was being polite.
Manners. Pesky things. Don't know why anyone bothers with them. Any old rags? Any old rags?
You mean any old hags?
Well, if it isn't Robert Gowdowdian and his band of smelly thugs.
For the record, he's a smelly one. I am not.
What do you want? As you can see, we're quite busy.
Oh, yes. Taking in rags and scraps from the dead and diseased. And bones, if there are no rags left.
What's your point?
As the owner and proprietor of Robert's Rags, I have no need to actually handle unpleasant merchandise anymore. In fact, all collectors in our rag and bone operation lead relatively grime-free lives. That's right. And get a daily allowance of fresh onions. I've always admired your ample customer service skills, Prunella, so, as I've said before, you would be a most valuable addition to the Robert Rags franchise.
We're not selling to you.
Oh, pity. I can help you get a new wheel for your cart.
Put down that club!
Did I mention that as a franchise owner you're entitled to complimentary roadside assistance?
We are quite capable of handling it ourselves.
Well, I'll leave it to you then. Good day, ladies. Come on, lads. Really? I'm not that smelly.
We'll get out the spare.
And again, no one stops him or his so-called employees.
We could be some of his so-called employees if you weren't so stubborn.
What for him? Oh, you can't be serious.
You know I like onions and hate grime.
After the way he practically ran Dad out of business after Mom died, and what he did to Brad, he still nearly wets himself if a pixie gets within 10 feet of him.
Just once. I like things to go our way, that's all.
Excuse me, do you take rags?
Well, yes, but...
Great, here you go.
Would you like a receipt?
You! Stop!
No, don't gotta go.
I said stop!
By the goddess!
He incinerated!
I said stop. Oh, no, not again.
Excuse me?
Blast it!
I think once was enough, to be frank.
Oh, I'm always doing this.
Killing the king's recruits.
The king's what?
The king's what? Ow!
No. You're obviously confused, Miss,
Hildegard Higginbotham. This is my sister Prunella. And I'm not confused. This young man was just asking us the time. He was running to meet the royal recruiter because he was late.
Hildy! Ow!
This man was a thief, making off with contraband essential to our war effort.
Does His Majesty know you take so unkindly to his recruits? And with vigilante justice, Mr.
Reginald Raventooth, royal wizard. Well, no, but...
How many thieves have you chased in your time as a royal wizard?
Counting this one? One.
As I expected, you fell for the eldest trick in the thieves' book.
They have a book? Oh, blast!
No!
What? Oh, no. Don't worry, I only overcompensate spells when I panic.
Are you panicking now?
No. When I do, any spell I'm casting defaults to Fireball, especially when I see Ganetians in battle. Works great for the war, not so great, here. But what's all this talk about tricking and,
The fate, my boy. Run towards someone else who happens to be running, to put the pursuer off the trail.
That clever fiend.
Indeed. Lucky for you, we saw the thief you're after.
You did?
We did. Ow! Will you stop that?
Where?
That wayish. He handed something off to 3 gentlemen just before you rounded the corner. One tall man who goes by the name of Robert, and 2 smelly accomplices.
Yes, evil does smell.
It most certainly does. Look for the red cloaks with the double R on them.
You have done your kingdom a great service, ladies.
It's the least we could do for the greater good.
Indeed. Stop! Thief!
Greater good? What greater good?
Ours. Let's get out of here before we figure things out.
You're going to land us in hot water again, aren't you? Like that time with the beer demon of Astrogoth.
Whatever this cloth is, or whatever's hidden it, is worth dying for, sister dear. I simply want to know why.
Suggesting if you accept stolen goods from someone fleeing the king's wizard, mere seconds before that someone is incinerated by said wizard, you might want to be a little less forthcoming with your name. That's all.
I liked his eyes.
You liked his eyes. That's wonderful. You liked his eyes. You won't be liking them much when the ravens are plucking your own out on the gallows for aiding and abetting theft of...
A blanket.
It's not a blanket. It's far too fine to be a blanket.
Well, it's too big to be anything else. We'll have a good look at it when we get home.
If we get home... If the king's guards don't track us down and drag us off to the dungeon because you like the wizard's eyes.
Oh, live a little. That's why you never got married, you know. You never got lost in a man's eyes.
I never married for the same reason you never married. Without Mom, we're the only thing keeping the family business going. Brad may be good with the needlework, but he's terrible with the customers. And Dad with his hearing.
Pish, I never married because there's no one in this kingdom good enough for me.
For all your lack of scruples, Hildegard Higginbotham, you wouldn't know what to do without Dad and Brad.
I'm all right. Just fell out of the hayloft. Again.
Oh, Brad. How'd that happen?
Hello, Chastity.
I was just showing her the doves, and we sort of got tangled up.
You go shoo Chastity home. I'll check on Dad.
Chastity. Her parents do like irony.
Oh, Chastity, stop it. My sisters.
Boy, I better not see anyone's backside.
Dad, you in here? Dad? Dad?
Oh, Prunella, back from town already?
Yes, Dad. We had a nice haul today. You like what we brought you to work with?
Eh? What's that?
I said you like what we brought you to work with.
Oh, no, Prue, you know that gives me gas.
Don't know why you have to be so mean to her, that's all.
Because if you put your brain together with her brain, you'd still be 3/4 of a brain short. Chastity, my eye.
Ah, Hildegard, you came back too.
I always do, Dad. Why I always do, I'm not quite sure.
Dad was just finishing these up for the bazaar tomorrow.
Oh, Dad, these are the finest bone spoons you've carved yet. Did you get all 3 out of that shoulder blade?
Yes, the bishop needs a new parrot. Couldn't agree more, dear.
And I just finished these waistcoats.
Why do you always do your sewing in the kitchen?
There's not much room anywhere else. Plus, if I get hungry, I can just walk 3 paces to get a snack.
Indent all the kitchenware with your thick head.
I don't always walk into them.
Of course not. Dear goddess, how did a pixie get in the house?
Hildegard!
What? Serves him right for making me chase his little strumpet out of the barn. Again.
She's not a strumpet. She finds me interesting. What's a strumpet, Prue?
It's like a tart.
Oh, I like tarts. Me and Dad had tarts for breakfast after you left.
It's not that kind of Never mind. Here, take this cloth and wash it while we load up the cart.
What is this, a blanket?
No.
Yes.
Can't be a blanket. The cloth is too fine. Filthy, though. Whoa, smells like horse. It must have been near something like a char pit, too. The smoke smell is awful.
You have no idea.
Sorry?
Nothing. Go clean it up as best as you can.
Oh, right then.
That's what we can nickname your lovely-eyed wizard. Smokey.
Oh, shut up and take these to the cart.
Well, I think that's the last of them. Did you wash out the bins?
Brad's doing it since he already had hot water ready for that cloth thing. Hopefully he won't ruin it.
Ow!
Or kill himself.
Speaking of killing, did you find anything special in that cloth?
Special? Like what?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe something hidden in the lining. Gems? Gold? That sort of thing?
In this? This is some of the finest silk I've ever seen, Hildy. Just look at the weave and how well it's held the red dye. Only an idiot would muck it up by adding hidden pockets or hiding something in the lining. Although there is a crest on it.
A crest?
Yes, it's very faint. Very old, if I had to guess. It's nothing I recognize. Dad might know, though. I'll ask him after I've hung it up to dry.
Not so close to the fire! Not so close to the fire!
It's all right. It's not burnt.
Well, yes, but you're standing in the fire!
I am? Well, how about that? It seems to have gone out right where I am. Oh, that was lucky. Still, I should look where I'm going. Now, just to hang this up here...
Don't lean on the cauldron!
Oi! Oh, almost boiled myself, I did. Good thing it spilled away from me, eh? Now, where was I? Oh, hello, Charles.
Brad, you'll never believe it.
What is it?
Remember how Horace the blacksmith was going to pound you into dust for stealing me away from him?
He was?
Well, an anvil fell on his head and dropped him deader than a doornail.
It did? Oh, this must be my lucky day.
What have you got there? A blanket?
No, it's too fine to be a blanket.
Looks like a blanket to me. That gives me an idea.
Can I kill her?
No.
Maim her?
No.
But I hate her.
No.
Oh, come on.
Aren't you done measuring that yet, Prue? I want to get working on it.
If you'd learned to count, you could do this yourself. Just shuffle those cards.
All right. Drat.
How many times do we have to tell you not to bridge them? Go on, pick them up, or we'll never get this game of Peasant Prince going.
Why do you always talk to me like I'm a child? Dad, tell Hildy to stop bossing me.
I've told you before, my boy, you can't get eggs from a rooster.
Well, fine.
You sure there's nothing in there?
Sorry, just horse smell.
What about that crest? Maybe if you cut it off, we'll find something under it.
There's no cutting it. It's embroidered on. A broadsword crossed by a horseshoe by the looks of it. Hey, Dad, can you look at this crest?
If you don't want it to rust, don't put my socks on it.
Well, if we can't find anything special about it, let's just sell it and be done. It's fine cloth. Piece it out, and we'll finally be able to afford to fix some of the things around the house.
I picked up all the cards. I think we're ready to... Ow!
We may even be able to buy a special helmet for Brad.
Or you could take our big bolt of fine cloth and use it as an excuse to talk to Smokey. I'm sure he'd be grateful for its return.
I say one comment about... Oh, deal the cards, Brad.
Can do.
Are you going to play with that cloth on your lap? A very convenient place to hide extra cards, if I do say so myself.
Of course, that's the first thing you think of. I'm almost done measuring. Deal me a hand.
Now then, let's see how you...
Full Prince! You were saying...
What? I thought you shuffled the cards.
I did. You saw me.
Oh, now don't be bitter, dear sister, just because you always win at this.
Nothing but a fluke. Deal again. Now we'll see...
Grave full of peasants! I suddenly like this game.
That's incredible, Prue.
You're cheating, aren't you?
Hildegard, you know that the only person in this room who cheats is you.
Give me those cards, Brad.
Hey.
Now let's get a proper game going.
Full Prince again!
That is impossible.
No, just very, very lucky.
No, it is impossible. Because I took the fourth knave and hid it. See? He's right. It's gone.
You must have double-stacked the deck again.
I didn't put any extra cards in the deck. This time. Something weird is going on. And it's all been since this afternoon.
That's true. Ever since we got home with our haul. Hildy, take this cloth. Now think of a card. Any card.
King of diamonds.
Wow, that's great.
Again.
3 of clubs.
That's amazing.
Again.
7 of spades.
How are you doing that?
I'm not. Take the cloth from Hildy.
What are you up to?
There's something special about this cloth, and I'm going to prove it. Brad, take this coin. You see that cup on the shelf across the room above Dad's head?
Yes.
Toss the coin into it.
It's 20 feet away. I'll probably put Dad's eye out with it.
Just give it your best shot and toss the coin. No, don't stand up. Don't take the cloth off your lap.
Well, okay.
By the goddess.
I did it! I did it! How did I do it?
Now, there's no need to throw things to get my attention. Let me see that cloth. That crest. I can't believe it. Where did you get this?
It's a long story.
Do you know whose crest this is? Pharamond the Fortuitous.
The last great king of the Gilded Age?
The what?
Oh, you really are unbelievable.
He united the 4 kingdoms under one banner centuries ago, winning battle after battle against impossible odds. Legend says he had a great billowing cloak that looked like a bedsheet. It was so large he used to sleep under it with his trusted horse Nutmeg, so he was always ready for battle. Though, just between us, the bards tell a different story of why he slept with his horse.
I don't get it.
The cloak was said to be enchanted, and anyone who held it would have the luck of the gods.
If it is Pharamond's great cloak, maybe our luck's about to change.
Don't go whispering now, Hildy. I know how you're always conspiring.
Wait, Dad, you've heard this whole conversation.
Clear as a bell.
And you're holding the cloth.
Indeed I am.
This must be it. Pharamond's fabled cloak.
But the king's tomb has been lost for centuries. Is it possible that someone could have found it at long last? You haven't been out grave robbing again, Hildy, have you?
It was just one time. And Prunella was there too.
Only to stop you. Oh, Hildegard, we have to take this back to Smokey.
Who's Smokey?
That's another long story.
Take it back? This is our ticket to the good life at last.
I do like the sound of that. Zounds, right now I like the sound of everything.
All right, we'll keep it. But I'm going on record as being against this.
That's hardly new.
Good one, Hildy. Ow! Darn stove.
We should probably let Brad hold on to it tonight.
Absolutely.
Squirrel stew! Get your hot squirrel stew here! Bleedings and boiled drainings, 2 for 1 special, 1 day only. You look like you could use a boiled draining, miss.
I'll give you a boiled draining.
Artisan spoons, made of the finest shoulder blades, perfect for all formal occasions.
Did you say spoons? That's just what I'm looking for.
I'll take one too.
And I'll take the rest. Do you have any other wares?
Why, of course. These disease-free waistcoats, hand-sewn by the finest tailors.
We'll take them!
Thank you. Thank you. Goddess bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is the best we've ever done at the bazaar. We sold everything. I told you, setting up our stand on this cloth would be a stroke of genius.
I still say we should find that wizard and give it back.
You're such a stick in the mud. Why, Master Raventooth, you're a regular wizard sneaking up on people. How nice to see you again.
Mistress Higginbotham?
Oh, please. Call me Hildy.
How can we help you, Master Raventooth?
Well, ladies, you see, I'm in a bit of a quandary.
And why is that?
Well, those gentlemen you said had taken the king's property turned out to be nothing more than a rag and bone conglomerate. Of course, I incinerated one of the smelly ones before I figured that out.
You don't say.
Oh, but I do say. And you see, what the thief stole from His Majesty is essential in helping us win the war against the barbarian Ergonetians. Without it, I'm afraid the kingdom will fall. And since those men didn't have it, and you're the last people I saw with the thief, well, you wouldn't know where I could find the stolen item, would you?
Actually...
No, we wouldn't. Terribly sorry. Good luck in finding your thing, whatever it is.
Luck, yes. You do know that the harshest penalties apply to anyone who aids and abets a common grave robber.
A grave robber? Now wait. You're saying that this thing that could purportedly save the kingdom from being overrun by ravenous Ergonetians was allowed to be buried? And that you're only just now chasing after someone who happened to dig it up? What kind of royal defense strategy is that?
Well, we kind of lost track of the, thing.
I see why we're losing the war now.
Hildegard!
How dare you impinge on the... Oh, you're right. We're just that desperate. And when word reached us that this legendary tomb was found and the magic relic in it plundered, oh, well, you know how it goes. Send the wizard after it. The wizard will find it. The wizard will save us all. Well, I didn't want this job. All I wanted to do was numerology and pyrotechnics. Now I have to save the kingdom.
And could you, if you found this relic, save the kingdom?
Oh, I'm sure we could. Look, if you do happen to find it, I hope you will call me right away, any time, day or night. Here's my card. Just hold it and say my name, and I'll be there in a flash.
Not a literal flash, I hope.
No, a figurative flash. More or less.
Got it. Well, you have a nice day, Reggie.
You too, ladies.
Did you hear that? The kingdom is going to fall to the Ergonetians. We have to give that cloth back, Hildy.
Keep your voice down and let's get home before he comes back round again.
Hildy, what's that?
It sounds like Brad and Tad. Come on!
And if you don't tell me where they are right now, I'll put this torch to your house, Higginbotham.
We'll never tell you.
Brad! Dad!
Run, girls!
You let them go!
Oh, now. You two stay right there, or your brother's going to find himself with a few new perforations in him.
I see you got some new thugs to do your dirty work, Robert.
I had to. Someone told a crazy wizard we'd stolen something from the king, and he up and incinerated Fritz. Poor Fritz.
He deserved better.
This has nothing to do with Brad and Dad.
Nothing to do with them? It has everything to do with them. They're the reason why I've had to put up with your little cart, strolling through the town every day on its rickety wheels. They're the reason why I have to put up with your whiny voices crying out, "Any old rags? Any old bones?" You really do have very irritating voices, you know. And then, come to find out that Fritz got burned to a crisp for the cloak of King Pharamond the Fortuitous.
Oh, Dad didn't mean to tell. He didn't understand the question. Oh!
Stop! Look, can't we talk about this like rational adults? In fact, a very rational adult gave me this card today. Master Reginald Ravencloth.
It's Tooth, idiot. Hey!
Give that card back.
I'll take that if you don't mind. It seems our royal wizard is quite liberal in giving these out, as I happen to have one too. I don't think we need to involve him in this, do you?
No!
I'm not a difficult man, you know. I just need a few things to keep me happy. Dry boots, a daily supply of soft cheeses, and a bone and rag monopoly neatly stitching up every marketplace in the kingdom. See what I did there with stitching? Now, hand over the cloak, Prunella, if you would be so kind.
You mean this cloak that I'm holding right here?
Prunella, you can't give that to him. With that amount of luck, he can build an undisputed bone and rag empire that stretches to the 5 seas.
Quiet, you!
No. Let him talk. I like the sound of that. An empire. It's better than a monopoly by far. Besides, the only thing that is going to save you now, ladies, would be a horde of rampaging Revolutions!
Can't be. There are hundreds of these. Away!
Every thug for him.
Brad, Hildy, grab Dad and get under the cloak. Robert, quickly, under here.
I'm sorry I ever called you a hag, Prunella.
What's going to happen to us, Prue?
You're going to be very quiet under here while they pass through.
This isn't going to work. We're all going to be killed.
No, we're not. That's the 5th horse that's jumped over us.
Was that an axe that just landed next to me?
I'd guess a spear. The Organicians are known for running people through. Fat lot of help he is.
Wait. Hildy, help me find the card Reginald gave him.
You think Reggie's going to be any better? He already told us he panics at the sight of... Oh.
Girls, a man's trousers are not to be rifled through. I know you're lonely,
Found
but...
it! Reginald Raventooth!
Well, I'm glad you finally came to your... Ah! Organicians! Ah! Oh, behind me! Oh, my God! Oh, my God. Organicians! Inside our borders! Oh, I need to sit down.
Is everyone all right?
I'm fine.
I need new pants.
Lobsters are shiny.
No! You summoned me into the midst of an Organician attack. I know I said to call any time, but... Wait. Is that the cloak?
Yes. Robert and his band of thugs were trying to steal it.
Oh, I thought I recognized the smell of evil.
Here, take it. Take it back to the king.
Prunella?
Let go of it, Hildy.
You can't. We just survived the Organicians because of this.
And that can be our final fond memory of the cloak.
But the roof, the barn, Brad's helmet. We could have had it all with this cloth.
Well, you could. Until the next band of thugs found out about it and came looking for it. The last years of King Pheromone's reign were spent just fighting off those who wanted the cloak for themselves. How long do you think it will be before more smelly thugs show up on your doorstep?
Oh, I don't want smelly thugs here again, Hildy. I'll never have any clean pants.
But, well, fine. When there's still water on the hayloft, you'll have no one to blame but yourself, Prunella.
Thank you, ladies. Perhaps I will see you in the village sometime.
Thank you, Master Raventooth. Oh, and could you dump our friend Robert somewhere? Maybe toss him in the dungeon for a bit for abetting a grave robber. Eventually you'll realize you have the wrong fellow, of course.
Of course. And please, call me Reggie.
Please, call me Reggie. Yuck. Full of himself he is. Acting like we can't save ourselves.
Of course we can.
And who needs a magic cloth anyway? We do just fine on our own. Let's get you two inside and cleaned up.
Psst, Miss Higginbotham.
Oh, Master Reggie.
I wanted to give you this. I would recommend sewing it into the lining of your coat or something you wear often.
Is this the crest from the cloak?
Well, as I was leaving, it occurred to me that it will make it harder for people to recognize what it is without the crest. I don't know how much luck is in it, but I imagine it will give you and your family just enough to make a difference.
Thank you, Reggie.
You're a better sister than she deserves, Prunella. Well, good luck.
Yes. Good luck indeed. Oh.
Take It or Weave It was written and directed by Meredith Powell Carroll and Ted Wenskus. Featured in the cast were Corrie Spike Carter as Prunella, Karen Kraft as Hildegard, R. Emmett Mitchie as Robert and Merchant, Jeff Moon as Reginald Raventooth and Thug, Ron Dufour as Brad and Patron, Jack Simmel as Dad and Merchant, Meredith Powell Carroll as Chastity, Widow and Patron, Ted Wenskus as Wilhelm, Merchant, Recruiter, Thug, and Patron. Other roles were played by members of the cast. Music, The Path of the Goblin King and Minstrel Guild, by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Sound design and mixing by Ted Wenskus. Artwork by Karen Kraft. Special thanks to contributors of freesound.org, including Ambient Battle by Yele Arquisto, Forest Fire by Corsica S., and Hot Water Gushing by Tom Legia. Special thanks to Roberts Communications for use of their space. This recording is copyright 2016 by Meredith Powell Carroll and Ted Wenskus. All rights reserved.